Okay, well, here we are, week 7. This is week 7. We're going to finish up our first novel here, Hard Times. And we started with sowing, book 1, reaping, book 2. That is to say, planting, and the best image to think of is of wheat. You plant fields of wheat, you sow the seeds, what will grow will be, well, you reap what you sow. So if you plant wheat, you get wheat. To reap is to, it's to harvest, but specifically, I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Grim Reaper, usually pictured with the big scythe, the big angular blade. That scythe is what you would use to cut down, to reap the crops. And so we get now to book 3, garnering, which is to say kind of collecting. If you can imagine, this image goes, plant the seeds, cut down the crop, you get to garnering, it is collecting it all, bringing it all home, as it were. And that's what we're going to do here. Book 3 brings it all home. This, I'm hoping, will be a very short video. As I mentioned before, I already did a context video. I think the last video I did was already longer than I intended. So, it is interesting to note the parallel, though. Chapter 1, Book 1, The One Thing Needful, which we remember, hopefully, is facts, nothing but facts. That's the one thing needful. And hopefully you're watching this after having read Book 2, and this isn't a spoiler. But Book 2 ends with Louisa at her father's house basically saying, what did you do to me? You know, your whole educational system of nothing but facts has kind of ruined me and set me up for failure. I can't be a successful human. Somebody like Harthouse comes into my life and I didn't know how to react because I have no training in my own emotions. So, Book 3 starts with a parallel title chapter title. Instead of the one thing needful, we have another thing needful. So that's where we'll start there. This will be, I think, the shortest reading of the semester for you guys. Well, outside of the poetry, right? But just 3 discussion questions, as has been the, I don't know what, that's been our thing, I guess, for the last few weeks. But this is the shortest reading of the semester, which is hopefully nice. You've hopefully finished your midterm. Only about half of you have submitted that, so get on Blackboard, submit your midterm if you haven't already. It's due today. And then this week, kind of like take a breather. Just read the end of Hard Times. Now, the other thing is, though, hopefully you've had this whole time to get all the books you need. The next book you're going to need is, well, that might be backwards, but the introduction, the Norton Anthology of English Literature for the 20th and 21st centuries. We're going to start reading next week. We'll start reading Heart of Darkness, and then we'll read like a novella a week for a little while. There will be a week there where I've got a short story, only a short story for you guys to read. But you're going to want to have that text. If you don't have that, if it's not already in the mail on its way to you, then that's kind of late. You need to make sure that's already in the mail on the way to you, like now. But yeah, anyway, enjoy the end of Hard Times. There's 3 discussion questions that are up now on Blackboard on your e-learning page. Engage with those, and hopefully you enjoy it. As always, you have my email address. There's only one T. Hit me up if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.